It's right at noon, starting to burn the fog off. See the mountaintops again. Man, that's neat looking. I hope the camera picks it up good. Kind of amazing, really. Look at the fog bank over there. Just a few minutes ago, you couldn't see much at all. Now it's blue sky and sunshine. Good deal. I went and got some gas for Jeff's machine here. I think I'm running up the mountain. Too pretty to stay home and do the things I'm supposed to be doing. Or so ago, came up here with Jeff. This is where that elk had tore up the tree. And there's been a lot of elk tracks here, awful lot of them. So figured that at minimum I'd probably get an elk or two on camera, but brought up to a couple of trail cameras today. I'll find a spot here and put them out and see what we get. I brought up a little bit of bait, so hopefully if there's any wolves around, we'll get them on camera. Very pretty day it turned out to be. Out. Today is Wednesday. Maybe see what Jeff's doing this weekend. Maybe we'll come back up then and check him. If not, I'll give him a week or so and come back. And if there's been any wolves, then I'll put up. If there's been any wolves, I'll put out a few traps. I don't have to check trail cameras, but traps I do every 72 hours. That runs into some money. And like I said, this is not my machine. So I really, look at that, ain't that pretty? Even with the burnt trees. It's not my machine, so I really kind of hate to use it and abuse it, but I don't know, he doesn't seem to care, but I do. Awful lot of tracks here, but they're all deer and elk. I don't see anything that looks even a little bit dog-like, wolf-like. Boy, the ground is sure trued up though. Been a lot of them right through here. Now, look at this. This big old tree here. somebody has done that. Hopefully they haven't cut on the other side. I don't know why they would notch it and then leave it stand like that so it can fall into the road or fall onto somebody. Boy, well, you can probably just hear the four-wheeler, but there's a lot of water running through here I can hear. I caught a pine marten here a couple of years ago. That tree right there with the boulder on it, or at the base of it, had a marten box right there. I should have probably put some out this year, but I'll tell you what, I haven't found a single set of marten tracks either this year or last. So this tree, I guess it's pretty safe. I don't know why they went to the trouble of notching it though, but there's no cut on the backside. It's a pretty good sized tree. Even so, before all this burnt, there was a bunch of bark piled up on the back side of that. Somebody had a bobcat cubby right there under that boulder, and it wasn't in use. So I did put a trap in there, but I never got anything. Man, what a pretty day. This is where my snares were, and where I ended up catching that wolf last year. There's tracks here, but they're all elk. There are no wolf tracks. But I am curious if anything has touched that beaver that I left up here. It was under the snow. They don't have beaver don't really fully freeze, it seems. They've got enough oil in them and grease that they always have a little scent to them. But it's under the snow, or at least it was when I left it last. I am curious whether or not anything has found it. But this is where they had a snare on this tree, snare on that tree, and then, I don't know, 7 total, I think, earlier. Yeah, these tracks here, they're small. They look like probably deer. Oh yeah, you're deer. I haven't seen anything all day up here that even looks as so much as a coyote. Kind of discouraging, I'll tell you what. But I had a snare on this tree here. I got deer tracks right down the middle of my trail. That's one reason I don't really care for snares. I had another one right here. More deer tracks. This spot here with the red ribbon is where I got the one last year, the one wolf. I had a snare right in this gap, and I got more deer tracks. So that's one of the biggest reasons. I mean, I had I had a lot of people, it seemed, that were kind of bugged at me maybe for pulling those out and thinking I was giving up too soon. Why should I leave them if all I'm going to catch is deer and elk? Maybe a mountain lion, and there's no wolf tracks. I can't legally keep a mountain lion. I have to turn them into fish and game. The deer and elk, I can't keep them either. So, I mean, I'd be killing animals for no reason. I'm not going to do that. If there was tracks here, if there was any wolf sign, it would be worth the risk, but there wasn't. So, I pulled out my stuff. Okay, so this over here is tore up a little bit. And they are elk tracks. You know, it's pretty amazing. I've had on my trail cameras and things, see how they they come right up to here and they're sniffing right there. In fact, this right here looks like it is probably a nose mark. That's where that beaver is. He's still there, I can see him. Nothing's touched it as far as coyotes, fox, wolves, but the elk smelled him. Yeah, he's right there. Looks like the mice have been chewing on him. Well, I don't know, as discouraged as I am, I'm glad I pulled him out. I would have ended up with animals I didn't want to catch. I love it up here in the wintertime. It's quiet, there's nobody else here. It's pretty. Kind of half debating whether to pull out this beaver and take him home or to leave him here. It's not doing me any good here. Oh, I forgot. Forgot about that. Cindy's chicken is still attached to it too. I have another beaver that I just skinned yesterday at the house. I need to find a place for. It is frozen here, but it's not doing me any good. So I don't know where to take it that it might do me any good is the problem. Well, Cindy's chicken come loose. And it can stay. I think I am going to bring this beaver out. Even if I don't have a place for it. I have a friend that called me up the other day. He was looking for some bait. He has at least a couple of wolves over in his spot. But they haven't been back. And he was looking for some bait. I think he did find a roadkill deer. And, you know, that's one thing around here I'm really happy of. The trappers they're all pretty much friends. And we compare notes. We kind of work together. You know, even though there's a couple of wolves over in his spot, that's his spot. I'm not going to crowd in on him. And I'm not going to tell anybody where they are either. Hopefully he catches them. But, you know, he doesn't come over here, I don't go over there. And if it comes about that either one of us, wants to change that, that's fine. And if he did come over here, that's fine too. I wouldn't really mind. It's just, let me know so we're not stepping on each other. And he would. So it's nice when you have other trappers like that. There's awful lot of them that say, well, the hell with him, it's public ground, I can go anywhere I want. Which is true, they can. But that ain't right, I mean, at least talk to each other and try to get along. Oh, when I get home, I'll give him a call and see if he ever found any bait and if he wants this beaver or not. Otherwise, I'll try to find enough snow to bury it in so it keeps a little longer and find a place for it. I don't know. I haven't found any tracks. It's the ones I have found have been a long ways from home and really too far to go. But I have one guy. He's an out-of-state fella, and he has crowded in on me some in the last few years, and he's a nice enough guy, but kind of a low-down thing to do to somebody. It's public ground. I mean, he's legally he's in the right, but there's a lot of things that are not really right that are legal. Anyway, we won't get into that too much. Like I say, he's a nice enough guy, but he's been kind of a pain. But anyway, thank you very much for watching, and see you next time. If I see anything on the way home, I'll turn this back on. See ya.